So photography is an extremely amazing art. We're basically historians. We document everything, that moment of time that no one else could, etc. So there are some things you hear where people try to, lie about photographers, say, we steal his money and everything like that. But how about some truths of photography? Well, what do I mean? Well, here is at least 8 ugly truths that you're going to have to deal with when you get into photography or a photographer. So here we go. Truth number 1. There are so many different manufacturers out there with so many cameras. There's good and bad. There's crappy and there's not. Sadly enough, there's a lot of crappy stuff on the market, like a ton of point and shoots that are just used to sell and make money, obviously. But the thing is, it's more or less not about the gear. It's about the eye. You hear that a lot, which is true. For example, would you go to a cook and say, wow, that food tasted amazing. You have a damn good stove. Well, I'm sure the cook would be like, screw you, man. I'm good at it. I know the ingredients. The stove just cooks the damn thing. Same thing in photography. We have the eye. You have to be creative. So there's just so much crap out there. You really have to do your research on knowing what you're really looking for. So do your best. Yeah. Well, first of all, there's no film in here. And really, your first pictures are going to suck. Your second picture is going to suck. Sadly enough, most of your pictures are going to suck. As you're a professional, that becomes less and less as you learn to not overshoot at weddings or something like that, compared to 700 photos instead of 3,000 photos. So just get used to it that your pictures are gonna suck. I mean, if you're in the studio work, you have a little more control. It's not as crazy or anything, but your pictures are gonna suck, but you're not the only one. Other people's pictures are gonna suck. You're gonna get those great shots, which obviously don't suck, but just get used to it. Some of your shots, they're gonna suck. The third ugly truth is basically, you can give a bad photographer the best camera in the world, a D4, a 1DX, a Sony or anything like that, and they don't know what the hell they're doing with it, so they're going to get poor quality. So if you're just starting out and you buy the newest camera and you think it's going to help you with the greatest pictures, a lot of these tie in together. It's not going to happen. You can give a terrible camera to a pro photographer, and they can do anything they want with it. iPhone, anything, it doesn't matter. So it's not about the gear once again. And you are living under a rock if you think that you can deliver an unprocessed photo. There is no such thing as an unprocessed photo. So if you think, I'm just going to shoot and give it to the client or anything like that, punch yourself in the face. Just do it right now. Don't do that. You're your own brand. There is no such thing as an unprocessed photo. A lot of people are like, well, I don't feel like dealing with the editing process. That's why I just, shoot JPEGs. If JPEG's your thing, that's fine. A lot of professionals shoot RAW. That's a whole different conversation. But really try to think about your name as you're giving these stuff to people. It's your reputation. So you don't have to buy Lightroom. You don't have to buy Photoshop. I do recommend it though, if you're a serious hobbyist or anything like that, or you're looking to make money, but you don't have to spend the money on it. You can go get free stuff. Just understand the basics, and really, there's no such thing as an unprocessed photo anymore. Yeah, it's funny. Oh no, the shutter isn't firing. The shutter isn't firing. It's falling apart. What the hell's going on? Well, get used to it. Stuff is going to go wrong on your set. As you're on a shoot, everything's going to fail. You don't know why? Because that's the luck. You're going to get one thing that always fails no matter what. That's why you have to be versatile, to think on your feet and understand, well, if my flash isn't working, maybe I could try this thing to where I could bounce something else off of, or, oh, let me get my batteries real quick, let me switch it in. It's going to go wrong. I'm just going to be honest with you. Stuff goes wrong. Maybe the shutter doesn't fire real quick. That's why it's good to have a backup camera. So always be prepared. Stuff is going to go wrong while you're shooting. Sacrificing. I'm not talking about a live chicken here or anything like that, or voodoo or anything. I'm talking about sacrificing. There's certain settings of photography that if you want a certain look, that you want to do a certain thing, that you want to try a new technique, you're going to have to sacrifice something else for it. It's a give or take relationship, just like anything else in the world, really. So say you want this new creative shutter zooming technique or anything like that. Well, maybe you're going to have to, sacrifice some ISO. So maybe you have to raise it up to get it or anything like that, but you're weird to do so. Tough luck. Who cares? It's fine. As long as you get the shot you want, the thing that you envisioned, what your eyes saw, that's all that matters. But sacrifices are going to have to be made in this thing. Just because you see that there's another camera out there, around your range or anything like that, doesn't mean you need to always upgrade. Especially when the newest thing comes out. People tend to upgrade really quickly. They dive in when they don't know what the hell they're diving into. So really make a pro and con list and see why you need to upgrade, what's really the purpose. Just don't do it to do it. Have reason to it. So if you're noticing limitations, so say you need higher ISO, okay, well that makes sense, upgrade. But don't do it just to do it, because a lot of people upgrade just because, oh, they think it's gonna help. So that's not the case. Really be informed about it. You know, that's another sad truth. And this one is pretty serious as well. It's probably one of the biggest, the most true fact of them all. And well, too bad. Photography is expensive. Hobby, especially professional, it's expensive. We really have to stop complaining on, oh, well, you know, this costs $400. This is ridiculous. Tough crap. I hate to say it like that, but you chose to do this for a reason. You chose this profession. You chose this hobby. You know, it's going to be expensive. Even point and shoots are really, really, you know, they're higher in price now because they're just jamming megapixels on them and everything like that, which absolutely mean nothing. So don't worry about that. But photography is expensive. So really just stop complaining about it. Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye. So I'm really just trying to give you some truths in photography. Didn't mean to scare you at some points with the truths, but as you can see, they're very gear related as well. People think that gear runs what they're supposed to be doing. Well, no, that's not true, obviously. But cope with some of these things, especially the expense. You know, we're going through some of these points, and you'll see that it's still worth it in the end. So what are some truths or some ugly truths that you have down below as well? I know there's plenty out there, just a basic start. So let me know down below in the comments. You know, like this video, subscribe, yada, yada, yada. And yeah, so there are some ugly truths. Don't be intimidated. Get out and shoot.